What's up, guys? This is Sammy Geek back here, and today we're going to take a good look at the two different colors that you can get in the 47mm Fenix 8. And I really love this watch and wanted to try both colors because I definitely am going to be keeping one of these watches. I just wasn't sure which color to go with. Now I've actually tried both, and I wanted to give you my thoughts and give you guys a really good look at both these watches, because if you're like me, you're trying to find a good video that just really kind of shows what this looks like from a little bit of a distance and what it would look like on your arm. So we're going to try both of these watches individually. And like I said, I'll kind of talk about each one as I see. Oh, look, you can't go wrong with either one of these colors. But for me, I think there's a pretty clear winner just for me. But let me share with you kind of what I think the strengths are for both. So let me just take off. We're going to start with the silver here, because this is the watch that I had been wearing for the, and of course we're getting an update. This is funny because this happens every time in my videos. So we're just going to say install later. But let's start with this. I'll just tighten this up a little bit, one more notch here. And this was the watch that I wore in the previous video that I showed you guys, and I kind of did the talking portion about the benefits and the features and what I think about this compared to like the Samsung Watch Ultra and some of the other Garmin's that I had in the past. And I want to give you guys a really good view here, so I'm kind of stepping back. I am mic'd up here, so hopefully I can go back pretty far so you can kind of get a good look at that from different angles. And I won't move around too fast here. But and then I'll get a nice zoom in here if you guys didn't catch my other video. So what I really like about this watch is I really loved, actually this watch in general, the Fenix 8, is I love the thin bezel. I think they really modernized this watch, kind of brought it up to, maybe like a 2024, 25 standard. Just looks much more sophisticated. And originally I was a little nervous about getting the brushed titanium here, mainly for one reason, and that's because I knew the old watches. The old watches had such a thick bezel, so the shininess of the brushed titanium really, really stood out because it was just so thick. So my impression of this, if you like this color, is that you probably will really enjoy this because it is much, it gives it kind of, I actually read, I think I saw on Reddit, somebody posted and they said, if I'm going to spend this kind of dollar amount on a watch, I really just want it to look expensive, look like I paid $1,100 for the watch. This is probably going to be the watch that's going to do that for you. It's going to achieve kind of the elevated, what do you want to say? Just the elevated higher class look. So it has this side here, which is, we talked about this before. It has this kind of like bronzy orange side to it. With the nice two-tone, so it has the gray and then the sort of the buttons that match the brushed titanium on the top. So what I find this watch to suit really well is this is an all-day wear. If you watch some of the videos where watch guys are talking about watches, they try and find something that would be good literally like in a suit or a tuxedo, as well as a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. And I want to say it's like Kevin O'Leary that says that. But anyway, this watch is going to mix well in all circumstances. So that was just kind of my 2 cents on that. Hopefully you guys get a really good view of that. We'll go back to both watches here side by side in just a minute. But I want to switch to the black one. So you guys got the view of this and talk about that. So with the black one, what you're doing is you are going to more of a sporty, I want to call it like a sporty vibe with think of like sporty, outdoorsy, athletic, tactical type of vibe, right? With a little bit more with this. However, one thing stands out to me, and I can't remember from my other Garmin. I think my other Garmin was the same. My Epix Pro was the same. I had the 51 and the 47. And the 47, the old 47 had a much thicker bezel, right? So again, similar circumstance to this guy, where this bezel, because it's thinner, it doesn't stand out quite as much. But what I noticed with this one, a lot more than my previous Garmin's, I'll make sure you guys get a good view of this, is that this is still two-tone. So don't be fooled if you think that this kind of, whatever you would call that, polyurethane plastic is the same color. You can pretty well see there, it's a very dark, smoky gray versus just being black on black on black on black, you know, with the band and the buttons in the side and the bezel. So it actually has just a hint of a different color, giving it still, I think, that premium feel. Yes, this is the same color. It's not kind of that cool bronzy factor that you get with the other one, but it does give kind of a two-tone classy look. So with the black band as it stands right now, would this go well with a suit with a tuxedo and then shorts and t-shirt? Clearly it works really, really well with the shorts and t-shirt. I think what you'd want to do with this guy, probably with this as well, is put some sort of leather band on it. But this is going to look really, really classy, you know, high-end classy watch. This is just going to look classic as well, but just more muted, understated, if that makes sense. So with a nice leather band, and then you could switch the watch face over to more of a traditional watch face, which, you know, I could play with now, but just for time's sake, I won't screw around with the watch faces. So I just want to show you guys the two watch. And what I couldn't tell from all the images and pictures was that this bezel was kind of two-tone. That's a really great shot right there where you can see it is clearly two-tone. The buttons are a different color than the plastic shell here as well as the bottom titanium. So what my surprise was with the black one is that it was going to look as classy as it did, because the other ones looked more tactical. Remember, if you go back to even just as recent as the Epix Pro 47mm with the thicker bezel, a very, very tactical, sporty outdoorsman rock climber look, where this, I don't want to say it softens it up, but it does to some aspect to sort of bridge the gap between having to go something like this and all the way to like that original Epix Pro Fenix 7 look. That's very, very, very towards the sporty, tactical look. So Garmin, to me anyway, they knocked it out of the park. And we talked about this in the last video, but if you're debating on getting the 51mm for this guy, unless you really need the battery life, or you really have huge arms and you love the thicker 26mm band versus 22, I just don't see a need for getting anything other than the 47 at this point, because you can see on my wrist that it's got a great size to it. The band, I mean, if it was my choice, I'd probably have this be 24mm band rather than 22. That would be about my only nitpick, but the watch itself is big enough. And if you go up to the 51mm, you're getting the exact same size screen. You're just basically paying for a little bigger battery, and you're just paying for thicker bezels. And then you got this big black ring on the inside on the 51. So the best for all day, everyday wear, I think, is just going to be the 47. You're going to get the screen. You're still going to get 4, 5, 6 days worth of battery life. You're getting the speaker. You're getting the new buttons, which I think are pretty awesome. The speaker, is great for taking calls in a pinch, but it's also really great for just the tone. So like the different functionality of this, it has different tones as you're going through different menus. I notice when I get my 10 or 20 flights of stairs for the day, that there's a new kind of cool tone that you hear as well. So between the two colors, let me just take both these off for a second for you guys again. And just I want to get the side by side here so you guys can really get that look again. So both colors, you can't go wrong. That's my 2 cents. Let me wipe this guy off a little bit here. So both colors, you can't go wrong. This is totally a personal taste is what I see. I will just say this. I was pleasantly surprised again with the black, because it has the kind of the two-tone. It has a nice look to it. So very pleased with that. My choice in this case is going to be the black with the titanium. I will tell you this, because I've never, knock on wood, but I've never scratched one of my Sapphire lenses on a Garmin watch. And my last watch was the DLC. If you're not familiar with DLC, it's diamond-like coating, I believe is what that stands for. And it's probably just a fancy word for a tough paint that is on this. So I've never really scratched. I had maybe some minor scratches on my last one. And I'm not super easy on them, but I also am somewhat careful. Whereas this one, I think if I look really close, you're probably not going to see that. Maybe you can right here. I actually have a couple tiny little scratches on this, and I've had this thing for only a few days and have been very gentle with it. So there's no doubt that this is going to scratch. The benefit of this guy is if you do get scratches, it is a very small bezel, so it's just going to show more character than anything. I wouldn't be too stressed about scratching this. But I do like that this is maybe going to scratch, it's going to be a little bit more scratch resistant. And then what I like is the more tactical, I lean towards the more tactical side. And let me just share this with you. I don't want this video to get too long, but when I would wear this watch with the silver, I would catch that reflection on my wrist. And I would be reminded that I'm wearing a watch. For whatever reason, because I'm used to the black one, and it doesn't catch the light as much, I kind of forget that I'm wearing a watch. So for me, that was a big determining factor, because I wear this thing 24/7, short of like taking showers or whatever when I throw it on the charger every few days. It's on my wrist. It does all my tracking, all my health metrics, all my sleep, everything. And I just don't want something that makes it feel like I'm wearing a watch. I kind of want to forget about it. So the black does that job. Also, my personality is just more, I don't want to say, it's maybe more on the side of sporty, fitness, athletic, chill. Like I always have, when I'm not working, I always have shorts and a t-shirt on, super casual. And this is just a better vibe for me day to day. You also, with the dark one, you kind of get that Garmin tough vibe, where like if you meet another athlete and you're wearing, I mean, both watches are great, but if you're wearing the black one, like you recognize each other as like Garmin athletes, if that makes sense. It's probably crazy for me to say that, but you know what I'm saying. It's just, it has that vibe about it. Like it's supposed to be in the gym. It's supposed to be on the trail. It's supposed to be out hiking and camping. And it just feels like that's more of the element of the dark watch versus the silver watch. Again, this is kind of a cross trainer per se, because this is going to look really good if you have to dress up every day for work. And you want more of the higher end looking vibe, like the classy, more expensive vibe. I think you're going to go with this one. If you like more of that outdoorsy, tough Garmin, I said it before, like tactical look, then I think the black is going to do it for you. But again, it splits the difference a little bit, because you have a little bit of the two-tone as we talked about. You really see it in this light right here. And so that gives it a classy look. So both these, I've got all the colors under the sun for these. I've got a million bands for the 51, or for the 26 millimeter and the 22. And so I'm looking forward to changing this. And now, especially with all the different colors you can do, intricate colors with these watch faces, it's going to be really fun. So if I put a white band on this or a blue band, I can change this to blue. Same over here, but I think that this will still be a dressy watch no matter what. And especially if you put like a really nice, that kind of dark brown chestnut color that they have for the Garmin band would look really good on both watches. But for me, this one is going to be a little bit more dual purpose, a little more chill on the weekends, just kind of chill, hanging out by the beach or out for a walk or a hike or whatever. A little just chill vibe, but also the ability to dress it up. So that's a lot, you guys. But you know what? If you're shopping for these and you're spending really good money, hopefully my feedback and input here helps you guys out a little bit. That's some great lighting right here to kind of show the difference. So that's what I love about this black one is, you still get a little bit of a sheen, a little bit of a shine here. It's just not as, clearly as shiny. And then I think the benefit is you're going to get a little bit more muted look for day-to-day wear, as well as the DLC coating. So kind of a win-win in my book. So at the end of the day, I've got actually a return label that I've printed for this guy, and I'm going to be sending it back here at the end of the day. And hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, drop it below. If you guys want to see any videos that I can make for you on upcoming weekends or whatever on this watch, let me know. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.